Take in that pretty picture. Welcome to spring and welcome back to Studio 5. You know, great bouquets start with great flowers. And if you're planning a summer wedding or even just a simple spring bridal or baby shower, we have a resource you want to know about for beautiful, high quality blooms. Whether you're working with a florist or arranging your own, my next guest says shopping local is always a good idea, and we agree. President of the Utah Flower Market and owner of Maple Bloom Flower Farm, Julie Hall, is joining us today on Studio 5. Great to have you. Thanks for being here.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
So, a lot of us are not familiar with this, right? We might go to our big box stores that we know or love to do a little DIY florals, but you say everyone should know about this option.
Yes. I mean, before I started growing my own flowers, that's where I shop too.
Sure.
And I still do sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're looking for really high quality, very fresh, unique varieties, there's no better option than local flowers.
Often grown organically.
Yeah. So, I mean, it depends on the farm, but I live where I grow, and so it's really important to me that I take good care of the land, that I take good care of the ecosystem, and I want to give my customers flowers that don't have harmful pesticides on them.
Can you show me, Julie, some of the flowers that are an option if we do shop locally that might not be available at the big box stores like the Trader Joe's or the Costco?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know that most flowers are imported into our country. Like 80% of flowers come from outside of our country, so they're flown and shipped out of water. So things that can't handle that, you won't ever find in a big box store.
Okay.
So things like these gorgeous specialty daffodils, like they're not going to ship well, so you won't find them. And also just unique varieties that you might not find elsewhere, like these romance ranunculus that are so fluffy and beautiful.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. Yeah. And that makes sense. I hadn't stopped to think about. They do have to sustain shipping and other elements. So we do get a different option if we just are pulling it right from the ground here.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, there are a couple ways we can purchase local. First, through a locally focused florist.
Yeah, so I really want to emphasize the value of a good florist. I mean, they are amazing. They do incredible things with our flowers, especially if you're doing wedding work. Like, if you have it in your budget to get a florist that can handle flowers and knows what they're doing, it's a great bang for your buck. But if it's not in your budget, like, there's some great things you can do as well. And if you're shopping for, you know, a local florist who loves local flowers, you can come to the Utah Flower Market. You can reach out to us. We know all those florists, and we know where they live, and we can point you in the right direction.
So it works both ways, because I imagine the florists themselves also have that relationship with the flower growers, and so they can reach out and make specialty requests ahead of time.
Yes, absolutely. And if it's far enough in advance, they can even let us know what we should grow.
Oh.
So if they're looking for a specific tulip or a certain kind of flower, if we have enough notice, we can grow those for a specific wedding.
Now that feels fancy. Let's be at a wedding dinner sitting across the table and say, these flowers were grown specifically for this event.
Yep.
For someone who may want a more hands-on approach, you say some flower farmers often offer bulk DIY buckets. What can we expect from that?
Yeah, so on my farm, I offer bulk flowers because if you don't have a wholesale license, it can be hard to find these unique flowers.
Right.
So mine, it comes with a bucket of flowers that includes foliage, filler, and focal flowers.
Wow.
So that if you're just eloping and you just need a bridal bouquet, you can do that.
Something quick and easy.
Or if you're doing a big event, I can supply that kind of volume as well.
Listen, forgive my lack of eye contact. I'm listening, I promise. But I'm just looking at all these beautiful flowers and taking them in.
Beautiful.
So advance notice helpful if you're going this route.
Yeah.
And you're going to show us how if we got this bucket of blooms, we could turn it into something like this, smaller scale.
Yeah, so I just made this arrangement ahead of time, but I mean, it's pretty simple. I just have a mason jar. I mean, you can make it as fancy or as simple as you want to, but you're just gonna layer in those elements. So you're gonna use foliage, you're gonna use some interesting textures.
Call it out as you're using it, because I don't know flower names.
This is nigella, and when it blooms, it looks like this. It has this incredible star-shaped flower.
So starts as this little guy. Here, I'll see if I can do a side-by-side, and look at that when it blooms. That's so pretty.
Yeah.
So pretty.
It will just open up, and it has that fun texture.
Yeah, it has the greenery built in. It's a 2-for-1.
Whenever I do any arranging, I want something that you want to touch, right? That has
tip.
some movement, that's interesting. And
entertains the eye in a different way. It's a sensory.
You're just gonna start layering in these elements. And I work in threes generally, so I'm gonna move around my arrangement.
As in 3 of each bloom, 3 of each
flower,
color, what?
3 of each flower generally, and different heights. and you just start layering in. These poppies are so incredible and
Stop
so
it right now. They
beautiful.
look fake, and that's a compliment.
I know.
I hope that's
incredible.
a compliment.
It is, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, they just have such gorgeous color. The other thing is you can request colors from your flower farmer. So when people want flowers from me, I ask for pictures. So I can make their buckets have the right, look and feel for them.
I feel like you're being way too nice about this and encouraging the diva bride out there to just get way too picky. No, that's an awesome option.
The one thing that I can't guarantee is specific flowers.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you want peonies in August, I can't do that.
Sorry, yes,
right?
okay. She has her limits.
Right, they're gonna be seasonal. But that's really cool because they reflect the season that you got married. So when you have an anniversary, those flowers will be in bloom, and it can remind you of that.
I hadn't thought of that either.
Yeah, it really, the local flowers just reflect what's going on in the environment.
So that's the bouquet my husband can get for me every year from then on after. Look how simple. I do appreciate the movement. You talked about the touchable texture. You're arranging in threes in terms of flower type. What about color? Any recommendations there to get a balanced bouquet in the color palette that we work with?
I think usually people go for too much color.
Too much.
So they maybe overdo it. So it's great to work within a color scheme. And then do variations on that color. So you can see we have a darker, we have more of a coral, we might pull in some of the more blush tones.
All in the same family.
Into the same family, and then you just build it out. And the trick for me is always knowing when to stop.
When more is
I just
more
want
is too
more and more, right?
Yeah.
But it's simple, it can be easy. It can be, I mean, if you're doing your own wedding, it can just be a bud vase with a few flowers. It doesn't have to be complicated. But getting those local flowers just elevates it.
Yes, well listen,
so beautiful.
I can only stare and listen, but thankfully Julie can talk and work, and that is beautiful. That is beautiful. For people who may not be aware, acquaint us with the Utah Flower Market. When and where does that take place?
Yeah, so the Utah Flower Market is a collective. We have 16 local flower farmers, all from Utah, and we work together to sell our flowers to florists and to the public. So you can come every Wednesday from April to October and get these beautiful flowers and so many more. All grown locally. You can meet the growers. It's really delightful.
Where does that happen?
That happens at Grove Station in Pleasant Grove.
Every Wednesday?
Every Wednesday. So we sell to florists from 9 to 11, and we have a retail hour from 11 to noon. So you can hop in and get some beautiful flowers.
Listen, you'll leave with flowers, I'm sure, but even if you aren't in the market, I feel like that would just be a lovely field trip from 11 to noon. Grab a beverage and just walk around and take it in.
They have a soda shop there, so you can get a beverage while you're there.
I'll meet you there.
Yes,
that sounds fantastic. Do you have a website with more information?
Yeah, so you can find more information. You can find a local flower farmer at utahflowerfarms.com. This one is from another flower farmer. Her name's Jenny from Jenny Florals.
Thank you, Jenny.
In Provo. And you can find, there are flower farmers all over the state. You can find more about the Utah Flower Market at utahflowermarket.com. And then my farm is Maple Bloom Flower Farm for my Instagram and my website.
Fantastic. Flower farming, do you feel that's growing?
Yes, it's a huge, there's so much energy around it. There's some beautiful things happening.
5 years ago, I didn't know a single flower farmer, and now I have a whole friend group of flower farmers, or wannabes, I guess I should say. They're not quite to your level.
Yes, it's such a delightful thing to do.
Well, thank you for sharing in this delight with us today, Julie. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
all of the resources mentioned will be posted and linked for you on the Studio 5 website.